unravels itself through a web of nuance.
It's DJ 2 p.m. Welcome back to the broadcast. I have been thinking that if I was in charge, Banksy would be my mayor, and I would be his right-hand man. No person has ever had such understanding of governmental injustices and instabilities. He is a microphone. He is anonymous. Our first order of business, we would take a page from the City Beautiful movement. Then we would take that page to the county, then the state, and then the nation.
In Portland, Maine, a suspicious package was found, but the police assure the public it's not hazardous. A teenage girl was arrested at her home in Azusa, California earlier this week for allegedly murdering her cheerleader ex-girlfriend days before Christmas. The victim suffered multiple stab wounds. Meanwhile, bundle up there in Silicon Valley because temperatures are projected to begin falling by Friday. Get your best bubble jacket and thermal. It's gonna get shivery. And lastly, at the library in Athens, Georgia, Star Wars Day was a huge success, and photos from the event can be found at the Red and Black website.
Back to you, 2 p.m.
When researching this broadcast, I watched an episode of American Chronicles, a miniature cultural documentary series that ran in the 1990s on the Fox network. They waded through the water of New Orleans, visiting and summarizing the history of Mardi Gras, while images of casual racialism and cross-dressing swept the screen and filled the streets of the carnival. Callers, our day begins and ends with the lawn, I tell you. When you leave for work, you must come home from work. Nearly 100% of people live in a house with a yard. However, not all of them have time to maintain, so they hire others to be their third arm. Our contemporary existence only started in the 1950s when the soldiers were transported home from their vicious dalliance across the water. They were dropped off to a lavish gift. The United States now had expansive roadways and riddles that trickled out from the big leagues of the bustling cities to the quiet kingdom crowned suburbia.
First, I would say that residences, places where people now live or could live, are more essential than places of business or recreation or museums. That is to say, dwellings should be restored as residences whenever possible, not as show places. Second, people should be allowed to continue to live in their communities, even when the communities are restored. In other words, a working class quarter is not to be made over into an upper class quarter. Third, restoration should never obliterate signs of the passage of time. This is the way architecture evolves, by changes and improvements and alteration, not by conscientious architectural restoration.
Our city will have a fleet of several hundred Chevrolets and a team of thousands who are dedicated to the routine adherence of our lovely cityscape. They will always have their brooks on the ground. Monday to Friday, Banksy and I will be on call. He and I we will always make ourselves available. No scarcity, no food desert. Our associates will use organic witch hazel to kill weeds responsibly. I want this new public sector callers to use a combination of quick and slow release fertilizers. We will use local companies and local geography to dictate our decisions because with growth and with greenery comes community and cash flow. Our mayor will stand with his or her citizens. I guarantee harmony will careen around every nook and cranny of our good city.
You understand that? Me, not you, but me. Every day, the position for not going home to have a good night's rest.
I want to take what the HOAs birthed and slide it into home plate. I think the yard must abide by a few certain rules because it's when you're in mass succession, that is where bliss resides. First you tickle, then you tackle. My gorgeous callers, please tell me, when you put on your walking shoes for your pets, do you notice the proliferation of rotten chairs overrunning your block? I promise you, these chairs were purchased merely aspirationally. Mr. Maloof and Mr. Vanderoe are writhing away in their respective graves, seeing this wonderful practicality turn into such disgusting ornamentation. The intention to occupy these seats, there never was any. It saddens me when me and my Rottweiler walk past these chairs, so diseased with spores and algae and varying gradients of grime. The outdoor furniture industry thrives on fantasy. They crave societal misalignment. A polite, prosperous society functions best when against a serene landscape.
Grieving, gross tongue, gobsmacked, gobstoppers, grasshopper, gorgeous.
Guru.journalism.
Gary Newman and Gary Goldman.
My wife, as much as I can protect her when I'm by her side, I cannot have her waltzing around in our front yard in a bulletproof vest no more. I can't have her waltzing around in a bulletproof vest anymore. It hinders her sartorial expression. She loves Lululemon and halter tops. She loves charades. She loves Cards Against Humanity. These are games that insist on movement. I want her to be safe. I want to hold Blu-ray nights in our driveway again. I can't keep using my celebrity to subdue any sort of riffraff that rears its ugly head. In my yard, I like to use the hose. I love to kink it, build up the pressure, then let it go hog wild. I am a dope fiend for the hose. The hose, it has a freedom similar to mine. I want to go back to listening to Hoobastank without fear of being stabbed in the back. I want it to be at full volume while I hedge my bets. But callers, I tell you, there's pieces of this puzzle whose rounded edges, the ones that are supposed to have a spouse, no longer meet the other needs and are lost and are off to the side in a pile, ready to be soon disregarded. I will always be happy to be the sacrificial lamb. I am DJ 2 p.m. in the morning, and I can't live in ruin much longer.
Before we sign off, here's a song sent in by our head of occupational services here at 2 p.m. Productions. Without further ado, this is the song Standing Alone by Freezer Burn.
I'm on the bridge all alone. I'm standing in the cold, white shadows in the snow. I lived the story I was told. Make one wish to seal my fate. I paid the price for my mistakes. You're the swan on the lake. Let me go, it's not too late. So ashamed I have my face. Pull my card and it's an ace, but I'm just lost in space. All alone, can't feel my face. I'm gone without a trace. Place the flowers on my grave. I wish I could have stayed, but it was getting late. Everything will all decay. In the end we go away. Everything will decay.